Formula 1 in 2020 is almost here. Now, yes, we have said this before. We've been through all this. We're not trying to get our hopes up, but we just can't help it, can we, guys? We just can't help it that we are this close. I hope that it is right this time. I've got more confidence that F1 is going ahead this time around, of course, in Austria in just a week's time. And oh my God, guys, just so excited as well. Like I said, try not to get my hopes up, but it's Formula 1, you just can't help it. So what we're going to be doing today then is just basically explaining what we've coming up on our channel in the 2020 Formula 1 season. Almost the second 2020 season schedule thing that we've done, because we've already done one back in, like, I think it was February or March, before the actual season was supposed to be getting underway, and that all went to pot. But there has been a couple of changes, in case you're wondering why you're doing this again. Have you changed anything? Like, what's going on? We have added in a few new videos that you might have seen over the coming weeks and months, and there's a few things that we are removing as well from our schedule, so stay tuned to see what those are. So a race week on our channel will consist of, well, starting on Monday, as every week does, will be Agree or Disagree. Now, this is a series that we started about a couple of months back now, actually, which doesn't seem like 2 minutes ago since we started it. It's become a very, very popular series where we get your guys' opinions. You know, you send us your F1 opinions in, and we just sit down and say whether we agree or disagree. That will be coming up every single Monday on a race week. Whenever there is no race, however, when there's no racing happening in that week, it will not be going up. Now, the reason for that is we've got a lot of videos to do throughout the course of a race week, as you'll see in a little bit. So when there is a race week, so when there is a race at the weekend, there will be an agree or disagree. But when there is no race, there will be no agree or disagree. So, and then it just gives enough time for you guys to kind of think of other opinions, because we're starting to see a bit of a kind of a similarity in opinion. So we kind of take a step back. Then maybe some of you guys could, I don't know, elaborate on something that was said in the media or something that was said in a race, for example. So I think that allows it just to free up a few opinions as well. So that's going to be Monday's video on a race week. Will be Agree or Disagree at 6 p.m. UK time on our YouTube channel. Lyle, what have you got? That's Monday sorted. What have we got coming up next?
Well, we miss a day, Tuesday, so that's your recovery day. Obviously, you'll be seeing a lot of us two, so you definitely need that recovery. So, as I said, Tuesday, missed a day. Wednesday will be another favourite, a little one that's a bit more a bit more formal from us, and that, of course, is F1 24/7 News. We started this last year, actually, if you could believe that.
Wow.
Something through the winter break, something through pre-season, something through the Formula on a way there. Something through the break, but it's now back and will be in our race weekend. So, of course, as I say, Monday's video, miss a day, and then Wednesday, this will be coming out at 7 p.m. UK time. Time's just, maybe just throwing that in there for a bit of kind of difference. Obviously, 7 p.m., evening time for us over here, on kind of everyone's time zone, if that makes sense. It just gives us a chance really to break down some of the biggest stories in the paddock, and there are some good ones as well. So obviously going through the news, going through the paddock, and hopefully the news will of course change from week to week. We go on, take it in turns as well, of course, me and John take it in turns to make a news video for you guys. About 15-20 minutes long, something like that, with some great graphics as well. Designed by a very good graphic designer that we're very good friends with as well. Obviously links will be down in the description box below for him. Breaking down obviously some of the biggest stories, some that will involve drivers, teams, and big ones heading into the paddock, ones that aren't probably as big to actually discuss in a debate show, but are definitely, juicy to get your hands on. And the ones where I think us two try and turn into Sky Sports News commentators and broadcasters when we do this. I definitely do. And just see the progress as it comes out. So obviously, as I say, first one heading into Austria, and hopefully a lot of the news stories change. So, second video down, John. What's next?
Well, you haven't got a day's break from us, unfortunately. Commiserations, I know. Because on Thursday, we have got our Grand Prix preview. Now, what we do here is that we kind of, sit down and just break down the track stats or race stats about a particular Grand Prix. So for this week, it'll be, of course, in Austria. Facts about the track, giving our predictions. as well, and yeah, there's not much really to like discuss. I think you have seen our previews before. We might be a bit rusty at the start because it has been a while since we have done a preview, but we do have some new graphics as well, coming in as well for that. So that's going to be exciting to actually get it going. We still actually have our Australian Grand Prix preview on our channel still that we did send live for a bit, but then we had to remove it because it was like, what's the point? The race isn't going ahead. So yes, we'll kind of discuss the racing as well, give you guys our ones to watch, and of course predictions as well, which we'll get onto in a little bit. But race previews, they'll be coming out on a Thursday at 4 p.m. UK time, so quite earlier, than our normal videos as well. But it just gives you enough time to kind of take in the Grand Prix weekend. That's like, yes, Formula One is almost back for another week. So yep, that's Thursday. Any more videos coming up, Lyle, on the F1 Debate Show?
Oh, there certainly is, John. You haven't got a break. Now, well, you have got a break on the Friday, and I'm just going to quickly dive into this. Obviously, Friday used to be a series that we ran called Fry the Grid. Mm-hmm. We ran it back in 2017. We then decided to revamp it for this year. Actually, just on a side note, we came up with the idea of bringing it back on the bus back from Silverstone in 2019. We ran with it for a few episodes. We did Australia and Bahrain together in the park. Again, it's an idea that we were going to do it outside, very much like Gorilla Grid was, if you saw that a few years ago, ran by Formula One. But after we did Bahrain, or after we did Australia and Bahrain together, a certain illness went around, a certain flu, which prevented us from being outside. We ran with it, in our houses and in our back gardens, but honestly, it just got to the point of it is hard to do. It was a very small video, fun for us to do. Obviously, it was fun. We hope that you guys enjoy it, and obviously, thank you for all your comments, about your answers and things like that. But it did get a little bit hectic for us to do, and as John said there before about our different schedules and things like that, it is going to be very busy in a race weekend. So we have removed it. Hopefully, you guys understand as well that it is going to be hectic, and it gives you gives you a day of reprieve from us, so you can head into Saturday, which. No change. It's been like that for 4.5 years, or however long this godforsaken channel has been running, and that, of course, is the F1 Debate Show. And yeah, Saturday, 6 p.m. GMT, 6 p.m. UK time. It's BST. I shouldn't have said GMT. It's just that's what we used to say. We used to say that all the time.
We did.
Yes. No change whatsoever there. About a 40-minute video, of course, just tackling the biggest stories of the new, bigger than the news, of course, that we do on Wednesday. Big ones that we can turn into, an actual debate show. And of course, that's what the channel is called. So no change there. Hope that you can join us as always, as we have from day dot in episode 1. And yeah, that is Saturday. Now, John, it's qualifying day. We've just gone past qualifying.
Yeah.
Surely there can't be another video to follow, is there?
Oh, well, guess what, guys? Christmas is coming early for you because there is going to be another video on Sunday, which is, of course, the Grand Prix review. Now, I think we covered this in the last kind of announcement. Actually, guys, rookie alert, I can't remember if we told you this. I think we might have done, but back in the day, last season, we literally would jump on camera straight away after the race and give you our pretty much initial reaction and feeling and stuff. I mean, to be fair, one of my favourite kind of things to process was at the German Grand Prix. I was just like, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say as well, which was pretty good. You can see a genuine reaction straight after the Grand Prix once the checker flag had fallen. But we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be doing something even more instant than that, even more than instant coffee, which is very nice, by the way. We're going to be doing it live. Yes, live. Us. How nothing could go wrong. How hard is it? So obviously on our we'll be jumping on live on our YouTube channel straight after the race, giving you our initial reaction. Again, just digesting the Grand Prix, giving our thoughts about anything that might have happened, maybe some overtakes, maybe some safety cars, maybe some penalties that might have occurred as well. Then please come along, get involved, leave us your thoughts as well. We'll have a bit of a conversation as well. Might be about 25 minutes or so, 20-25 minutes, roughly about that. It depends on what kind of a race is. If a lot had happened, it's going to be quite a decent length kind of video, but if not, like a France 2019, it could be at least 6 minutes because there might not be that much to talk about. But please come along and join us for that. So that's kind of our week rounded up. Now, Lyle did mention before about Fry the Grid being dropped. Again, like I explained before, it's a lot to take up our schedule as well. Lyle did edit them as well, so bravo to Lyle, bringing in some brilliant content as well, some really good editing skills for Fry the Grid. So of course, busy schedule, removing that just frees up a lot more time for us. But there's something else that we did announce that we were going to be doing that we aren't going to be doing anymore. Lyle, do you want to take over and say what that thing is?
I will, yes. I mean, just firstly, don't get me wrong, Friday Grid was fun. It was also the pandemic and the lockdown. I think that did ruin it just a little bit. I mean, the idea was to do it outside. I know that a lot of you guys commented under Vietnam, which was the first video back that we did that wasn't outside, but it still was pushing the limits, and also it was done on the old style non-professional editing software that I had all the way back in the day. I don't know why it was, I already loaded it on that. So the thing that we're going to not be doing this year is coverage of Formula 2 and Formula 3. Now, we talk about this at length. Obviously the two support formulas, the two lower formulas to Formula 1, of course. So massive names in that sport. We've always forever been growing on this sport. Obviously we've been to Silverstone and we've seen a lot of Formula 2 content, the drivers and things like that. We wanted to follow it a lot. We met Formula 2 driver Jack Aitken in Silverstone, obviously the victor of the race on the Sunday, which was absolutely incredible. And that's when we thought we need to follow these amazing formulas, Formula 2 and Formula 3. Again, with the hectic make-up season of this year, of course, back-to-back races in back-to-back tracks, Austrian Silverstone and all that malarkey. It's just so busy and hectic. We wanted to just focus on one formula, which of course is Formula 1. Commiserations to anyone who was waiting for that. We're a bit upset about it, but it's going to be a learning year. And hopefully that next year, 2021, with a proper full season of Formula 2 and Formula 3, we can dive in all three of them formulas and bring you amazing previews. But to focus on just one thing and hopefully bring you the best content on this one, we're just going to be doing Formula 1 this year. So unfortunately, no Formula 2 or Formula 3, but Formula 1 is, of course, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to be adding it in just like as something else, as like a bit of a challenge for ourselves, just to kind of learn Formula 2 and Formula 3 as well and talk about it, because not a lot of people do talk about it, but like because they're on the same weekend as the Formula 1 for the first 8 races, it's just going to be impossible, absolutely impossible for us to even cover them as well. So yes, we will be using this year as like a bit of a learning year to understand the sport a bit better, who's in it, who's doing what, and then hopefully in 2021 we will be able to put it into our race weekend schedule. So that's pretty much everything covered, apart from one thing, which is, I would say, just as popular as the F1 debate show itself in most aspects, which is the predictions, the prediction league that everybody loves to get involved with. Now, this is, of course, definitely coming back. Absolutely, it was supposed to be coming back. I still have some of your predictions from March saved onto my phone as well, so I'm going to have to go through them as well, maybe leak a couple of now, but I'm only kidding. Of course, they will be going ahead as normal. I can't remember when we did post about the schedules. I think it could have been on the day of the preview. I could be totally wrong. I need to go back through the archives of Twitter. That's how long it's been, guys. We just can't remember how everything works anymore. So I have to go through the archives and just kind of rediscover what we did. But basically, we put up a tweet, or we announced it on our previews, pretty much asking your guys' top 3 predictions throughout the Grand Prix. So what we're asking for is, like I said, top 3 podium positions. Who's going to finish first? Who's going to finish second? Who's going to finish third? Now, they are on a point system. So basically, you get 3 points if you correctly predict your driver to finish in the position that you said that they were going to be finishing in. So, for example, if you said Lewis Hamilton to finish first, you would get 3. And if he does finish first, you would get 3 points. The same goes if, I don't know, if Hamilton finishes first and Bottas finishes second, if you predicted that and that actually happened, you would get 6 points, and so forth. If you get the third final position right, let's say it's Sebastian Vettel and he gets a podium in real life, then you get the whole shebang, 9 points. If you put a driver in a position, however they are 1 position above or below in the podium positions, or below if you predicted them to win, you will only get 1 solitary point. So, example, if Hamilton wins the race and you finish him to predict second, predict him to finish second, then you would get 1 point because he is in the podium position, like he is on the podium like you predicted, but just not in the position that you predicted he was going to be finishing in. So it just adds that bit of a, oh, is he going to be in the podium? Oh, type of thing. It's like a bit of a headache as well. So, of course, you will only get 1 point for that. And a new feature that we were supposed to be adding in was going to be fastest lap. Who will be getting the race fastest lap? Now, in real life Formula 1, you've got to finish in the top 10 to get your fastest lap point. If you finish 11th or below, or 11th or lower, and you get fastest lap, you don't get the point at all. But what we're doing is we will give you the point regardless where that driver finishes. So if, I don't know, Albon gets the fastest lap and he's in P11 and you predicted Albon, you will still get the point. So, and again, so I think maximum points you can get is 10 points throughout the course of a weekend, a race weekend. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all things covered. Looking forward to it. I mean, it's so close, Lyle. It really, really is. I'm so excited to get underway once again in 2020. So I do hope you guys love the sound of what we have to offer this year, this season rather. If you're new around here, then please like and subscribe as well if you want to get involved with our brand new schedule for a race week. On a non-race weekend, I'll just quickly cover that. Of course, there'll be no agree or disagree. There will be news videos, of course, weekly news roundups. There will be debate shows, and we might add in a couple of experimental videos if we're got a free spare, free time at some point as well. But mostly on non-race weeks, our schedule will be quite quiet because we're recovering and planning for the next race week, because it is pretty busy. It really, really is. So guys, hope you do enjoy what we have to offer this year. Thank you so much for watching as well. It all starts tomorrow for our first race week of the season. And until next time, guys, actually, watch what you're doing. Stay safe as always. And until next time, we'll see you later.
We'll see you later, guys. Enjoy the race week.